In our unboxing and first impressions video recently, we previously said that the Vivo Y20s G is a device that performs nicely for a smartphone at this price point. This is thanks to its use of the MediaTek's gaming-focused Helio G80 chipset paired with a large 6GB of RAM and 1 to 8GB of storage. We also like that it goes with a massive 5000 mAh battery with fast charging capability despite being a budget smartphone. Today, we are finally done with our test with this phone. So let's see if this is the one for you. Here's our full review. In front, the Vivo Y20s G is a device equipped with a 6.51-inch 2.5D curved display with HD plus resolution at 1600 by 720 pixels at 270 pixels per inch. As you can see on top of it, it has a notch, and that notch is housing its 8MP selfie shooter. The type of panel that Vivo used here is LCD. It's not AMOLED, and this type of LCD is IPS. Basically, this is a decent display with cooler tones and reasonably strong brightness levels. We also like that it has an alright viewing angles that is actually considered as pretty nice, especially for its expected price tag. This display has accurate auto brightness, color temperature adjustment, eye protection mode to prevent eye strain in low lit places, dark theme mode, and more in the display settings. And yes, it has a dark theme mode that will change the color of your theme into black for a slightly more comfortable in the eyes look. Upon checking using the multi-touch test of the Antutu benchmark app, it showed that it has 10 points of multi-touch and total. Here, have a look. So here, as you can see, it has a total of 10 multi-touch points, and this is for a more accurate touch and swiping experience. My gripe is the resolution. From afar, it is just okay, but upon closer inspection, you might see that the pixels are slightly more visible compared to other devices with a sharper 1080p screen. Obviously, we would have liked it better if the display is 1080p so that we will be able to enjoy better content on YouTube, Netflix, View, IG, as well as the images we took, and of course, while playing games. Probably Vivo's argument why they place a 720p screen is it consumes less power than 1080p displays. Lag would also be lesser while playing games as it renders game in a lower resolution that won't require the same processing performance that phones with higher resolution needs. The speaker, honestly, this is not the best feature of this device. It sounds a little bit thin, peaky, and quite harsh. Distortion is also noticeable at higher volumes as well. Personally, I won't use its speakers while listening to music that much. For Netflix consumption and gaming, it is a bit more tolerable. Let's have a listen to this video clip. Our suggestion, pair it with your favorite wired or wireless headphones instead to enjoy better tunes. Surprisingly, it has good wired audio output via 3.5mm headphone jack. It drives my Kinera BD005 Pro dual driver earphones well, and around 60 to 70% of loudness would be enough most of the time. But obviously, it will struggle with bigger headphones with stronger power requirements. For doing calls, fine, no problem. It is average and fairly clean sounding. The mic, it works. It is reasonably clean with an acceptable noise level despite being only a single microphone. The audio it records is hearable on both the left and right channels of your speakers or headphones. At the back, this device is sporting a triple camera setup consisting of a 13MP f2.2 main shooter, 2MP f2.4 macro camera, and a 2MP f2.4 depth sensor. It also has a dual-tone LED flash at the bottom part of its camera hump. It has most of the basic modes like HDR, panorama, and filters, among others. Of course, it has AI scene detection, which optimizes the images automatically depending on the situation on the back camera of this device. Basically, this is a decent triple camera setup, but personally, I would have liked it better if Vivo used a higher resolution main shooter like a 48MP one and an ultra-wide camera instead of the macro camera that you will only use occasionally.
As mentioned previously, it takes good-looking images in daylight. HDR looks alright and it isn't pale in colors. The secondary camera is the macro camera and it works. As long as you are in daylight or in a well-lit condition, it may deliver good results. For indoors with proper lighting, superb. Even if you crop the image, the quality is still respectable.
On a basic single bulb room lighting, it will struggle a little. Autofocus and shutter speed will be a little bit slower. It took us a few shots before getting this portrait mode shot with average looking edge detection. In low light with street lights, it is decent despite having a bit more grain. In pitch black lighting, obviously it will fail. There's no night mode, so you may have to use its flash. Fortunately, it is a pretty good one. For selfies, this handset has a single 8MP f1.8 shooter. It has HDR, filters, face beauty, and bokeh modes as well. Similar to other budget Vivo devices, this takes good quality selfies in well-lit condition. The field of view is not that narrow compared to other budget smartphones as well. If you are wearing a face mask, exposure will be dimmer but with more pronounced details. Without a face mask, exposure will be brighter. The face beauty by default is decent. The bokeh effect has good background blur. But if you will nitpick, you will see that its edge detection is not perfect. In low light, your selfies will be grainier, it will be softer as well, and that's understandable on budget smartphones. Don't expect too much from its selfie cameras in low light. Maybe you use its screen flash mode to be able to have selfies that are slightly brighter in the dark. For videos, the back cameras of this device takes up to 1080p at 30fps with respectable quality as long as you are in daylight. For us, its video mode is only usable in daylight or in indoor shots with good lighting condition. Also, don't expect it to take videos with good stabilization as well. It also has a basic slow-mo and time-lapse function for those who needs it. In low light, it will really struggle, it will be blurrier, and grain will be more pronounced. For selfie videos, it is usable and it is not as narrow as I expected. Details are decent and it is pretty okay overall except in low light. However, expect it to be shaky as well as it doesn't have EIS or OIS in front. For us, it is in the middle of the pack. The Helio G80 chipset with Mali G52 2EEMC2 GPU is fast with decent benchmark scores at this price point. The Hyper Engine technology is also used to improve its gaming connectivity and power efficiency. We like that it has a massive 6GB of RAM for multitasking, and this made this phone handle games a little bit better compared to other phones with lower RAM. Moreover, this type of RAM is pretty fast as it is LPDDR4X, not the lower end LPDDR4 or maybe older types of RAM modules. The 128GB storage is pretty large for all your apps, games, and photos, and it is even expandable if you have a microSD card. It may not have the more capable SD768 720G or the MediaTek Helio G90 from a few sub 10K phones, but Helio G80 is still considered as fast for the price. Helio G80 is a little better for gaming than the usual Snapdragon 662, Snapdragon 665, or Helio P35 found on most phones in its class. As a result, opening social media apps like Facebook and Instagram is a breeze. You won't also have an issue running other apps like IG, Netflix, photo editing tools like Canva, and Snapseed, among others. For gaming, aside from its SoC or the chipset, this device has an ultra game mode hidden in the settings as well as the company's proprietary multi-turbo engine. These technologies are designed to optimize the gaming performance of your phone for better gameplay and uninterrupted gaming. There's no ultra settings for Mobile Legends, but it has a speedy and consistent performance in high graphics settings. It has HDR mode as well. At Call of Duty Mobile, it supports up to medium graphics quality with high frame rate. For Genshin Impact, we suggest that you play this demanding game to the lowest settings. You can play it at medium settings or maybe high settings, but lag will be present. Overall, frame drops are minimal on most of the games that we tested using this device. Thermals are also respectable as it doesn't get too hot even after playing for quite some time. For connectivity, Wi-Fi works, 4G is stable as long as there's signal in your area and you have plenty of data credits. Bluetooth rarely fails, there's FM radio, and the GPS is fairly accurate. As mentioned in our impressions video, it has dedicated slots for dual nano SIM cards and a microSD card slot. The side-mounted fingerprint scanner works most of the time and it is pretty fast. And the face unlock with screen fill light for unlocking and low light works. There's no lift to wake function though. The battery is impressive on both actual usage and benchmarks. Using PC Mark Work 2.0 battery life test at 50% brightness without volume, it clocked 21 hours and 11 minutes. That is pretty high. In actual regular usage, you'll easily get 2 days of use. For heavy gaming while being connected to the internet, battery will drain faster. Our estimate is it can last for over 8 hours of Mobile Legends gameplay on a single charge. For charging, it is a bummer that it isn't using a reversible USB-C port. But fortunately, Vivo included a fast 18 watts charger. In our experience, a little over 2 hours is needed to fully charge the device. That's not bad for a phone with 5000 mAh battery. For the UI, this looks way better than older Vivo skins. While it isn't using the Origin OS yet, Funtouch OS 11 is based on the latest Android 11 OS and it has most of the things that we need on a mobile phone operating system. It has a lot of themes, iManager could probably optimize your device, and it has support for easy swipe gestures. What we don't like here is the bloats. In particular, it has plenty of apps where you can download apps. You get a V-Store, Google Play Store, Game Center, Hot Apps, and Hot Games. Do you really need them all? For me, no. Personally, I'm good with the V App Store and the Google Play Store. The pros: pretty design, budget gaming capable performance, strong battery life, fast charging, accurate side-mounted fingerprint scanner, and respectable connectivity. The cons: it is still using a 720p screen, micro USB in 2021, and speaker quality is borderline bad. Verdict: true to its tagline, the Vivo Y20s G delivered what it promised, a good gaming performance on a budget. This is thanks to its use of a decent chipset, large RAM, strong battery performance, and plenty of optimizations which made the gaming experience respectable for a budget smartphone. We also like that it has a neat design and an accurate fingerprint reader. However, this might not be the device for those who are in need of higher resolution display, USB Type-C port, and better speaker quality. But if gaming is your priority, and you want to enjoy those games on a trusty and affordable Vivo device, likely the Vivo Y20s G is the one for you. That's it guys, this is our review of the Vivo Y20s G. If you like this video, please leave a comment below and subscribe as well. Again, this is Peter of GIZGUIDEPH.com. Thank you so much for watching, and please stay safe always. Bye bye.